Hey managers, I wanted to check in with you to be really prompt about how we handle our meeting next week and then meetings in the future, and also share a couple updates with you. So our meeting next week will be on the 11th, that's Wednesday. We'll meet at noon and we're all going to get together. So it'll be a big meeting this time, and we'll go over issues or just updates really that I wanted to share with you on using employee documentation forms, going over feedback forms for our new managers, and just touching base on some of those things. So it'll be more of like a housekeeping meeting next week than any issues. But I am hearing you and I am paying attention that this group has evolved to a point where we want to talk about both people and issues and how to deal with those things. So I think we will be best served to invest time in talking about people issues, not only at these meetings, but how to handle them. I can catch up with some of our newer managers, like Rachel, Aloya, and Dana and Jamie, making sure that when we check in with you regularly, that we talk to you about some of the things that the other managers who have been in the group for longer have learned. So going forward for meetings, after our meeting on the 11th, we'll go back to meeting on Mondays at noon. But how I was imagining this is that we could divide up by 1 week focusing on resort things and the next week focusing on hospital. If you're a hospital-only based manager, like a nursing manager, you don't have to attend the resort-based meeting. Who would have to attend the resort-based meeting would, of course, be Drew Plauché, Rachel Aloya, Charlie, and Jamie, because your departments function in those areas. At the hospital meeting, I would be expecting to see Rachel Young, Dana, Danielle, and then again Charlie and Jamie. And we'll try this going forward, trying to separate those things. One thing that we will be able to do at these meetings is, again, I've heard you. You're ready to talk about issues at regular weekly meetings, and as long as that doesn't become predominantly what we focus on, we will be able to allow these things and brainstorm on solutions so that we can get those out pretty quickly. So that's how we'll try and do those. 1 week we'll talk about and meet with hospital-based things, and then the next resort. So our first hospital-based meeting will go and be on April 16th, and then the next Monday, which would be April 23rd, we'll focus on resort. So if you're not sure about that or you need more clarity, I can do that with you directly, but that's how we'll try and handle things to begin. While Charlie is out, because she's having a baby pretty soon, so while she's out, Jamie and I are going to take on how we manage that particular department as far as needs go. We're going to be directing team members today in a video update for specifically customer care team to go to Jamie primarily with people issues, or with immediate needs, and then long-term issues they can either save for Charlie to come back or come directly to me for clarity. And again, we've been updating this accountability chart that we have. That's the big chandelier that tells you where all the people fall and who's responsible for what. So I'll be ready to publish that publicly in the next couple of days. We just have a few new hires that I wanted to go ahead and tag onto that. So again, just about the meetings, last thing, you are welcome to attend both meetings if you choose, but you're only responsible for coming to the meeting of your immediate designation. I would recommend that you try and at least occasionally come to another meeting, or if you have an issue that you need represented or that you want to see all the way through, so say the resort had an issue that based out of the hospital, I would encourage those team members to come to that meeting. Again, it's good practice. We give good advice. We go through all kinds of scenarios, but I do want to be efficient with our time, so we'll try this for now. The next thing that I wanted to go over real quick is for Melinda specifically. We wanted to be really strategic about how we handled Melinda leaving and moving to Rayo Animal Hospital. So what we've been doing is trying to reallocate a lot of her responsibilities and learn to live in that capacity without her here. And what that's doing right now is it's creating a lot of free time for her, which is going to be well used and well invested in having her help to launch some summer needs for the resort. So the resort, if you don't know, has been hiring a lot of new team members because we've been repurposing older team members. And so that creates, at the same time that we're getting busier, a little bit of a bottleneck as far as how training and integration of new services and things like that happen. So Melinda's going to be investing a lot of her time, probably the majority of her time, starting next week, at the resort, helping to train and helping to keep things smooth, and is going to be a huge asset to Rachel in the grooming department and Drew over pet care and daycare. So we'll stay tuned and just know that that's where we can find her. But primarily, you would come to me for those things, and we'll be meeting in our check-ins. If you have questions, come and find me. Otherwise, I just wanted to give you this information so that you would know going forward how we were going to use our time at next week's meeting and thereafter. So I hope you have a great weekend. Thanks so much.